We alive. Start every show with a kiss. Mm. Mm. Um. So, I have a surprise for you.
Permit.
Yes, a surprise.
What surprise you
Okay. Yep.
Oh, I like this though.
Yes.
So show the people what it is.
This is spicy cucumber tequila. So we are going to start this off.
Is this new? We doing this new now? Oh, boy.
No, this is
Just today.
Just today.
You
know. Get our juices flowing. Get creative.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers. Here's to you.
Cheers to you. I feel like mine got more.
What's that face? You said you liked it.
I do like it.
Oh, you had to tour up.
I had to make sure I drank all of it so that you ain't try to punk me on here. And drip down my face because then I don't want you talking about me in public, and then you would actually have proof.
Make sure you what?
Ain't talking about me in public.
You said something else.
To make sure it don't drip all over my face. Nasty. It's so bad.
All right. Welcome to the Vaughns Are Us Alive, episode 5. Welcome. Yes.
Wow.
Yes, we are here.
It's been 5 weeks.
It's been 5 years. 5 weeks. 5 weeks. It's been longer than 5 weeks because we missed a week or two. But
I mean, episode wise,
yeah.
I wasn't talking about the episode.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead. Oh, I want to plug Diggs Boys Bourbon coming soon. Just wanted to shout them out.
Are you taking your hat off?
I'm taking my hat off. I'm in the house. I'm a gentleman. I'm a gentleman. You don't wear hats. All right. Let's. Oh, do we have any business? I do have some business from previous. This week's show. A lot of our content for this week's show came from our viewers. We are starting to get a lot of people giving us ideas and a lot of feedback, and I appreciate it. And you know, I would like to welcome more of it. Yeah. Today we need to get back. I noticed that in the last few shows we stopped going back to the comments and reading the comments that people had left during the week.
I think that gets away, if we do it that way, it takes away from our conversation about it.
Well, we after our conversation was over, and we can go and incorporate. You know, but more people think that we're going to shout them out or read their comment on the live. More people are inclined to participate during the week.
That's true. It's not my ministry though, because you know I don't even know where my glasses are for me to be able to read the comment.
Your phone is right here.
My phone is right there.
So just don't click on. All right. Our first topic of the day is: do you know your trigger words or situations? Yeah, I don't really know, so I'll let you go first.
I don't like it. I know mine. I don't like it when I don't like it when you say I'm never home. I don't like it when you say I'm running the street. I don't like it. It's something else that you do. It's something else that you say to me that makes me want to burn this whole house down. When you say I'm never home or that I never cook, them fighting words, it makes me want to burn.
But you know, people use the word never.
It makes me want to burn this entire house to the ground. So I don't like it. It makes me very angry. I am a defensive person. I can be honest and say that I'm very defensive. Well, I'm defensive when it comes to you. Other people, I don't really care. I'm defensive when it comes to people I care about. But if somebody else would say something, I would just be like, all right, whatever. But when you know you actually do be home, for somebody to tell you that you're never home, like, dude, seriously? Or that you never cook. I don't cook every day. I don't. And I have been extremely busy since the month of April. I haven't cooked as often as I normally do. I've been extremely busy. Like, I don't think I've ever been this busy in my life. Um, I have a lot of things going on. He knows all the things I have going on. So I feel like if you know is I'm not because when you say to me I'm running the street, I feel like that means I'm out clubbing or out doing something that's unnecessary. And I might be out doing something that's unnecessary to you at the moment, but it could be something that's important to me at that time. So I don't like it. I don't. It makes me want to throat punch somebody. To say that I'm never home and that I never cook, and then to be have the kids on the bandwagon. Cause y'all know, kids, it be young kids that'll just be disrespectful and repeat whatever their parents say, and they be, yeah, mom, cause you don't. Well, how y'all got groceries in aside from this dang Hello Fresh or somebody keep ordering? How Hello Fresh don't deliver milk? Hello Fresh don't deliver y'all cereal. Hello Fresh don't deliver y'all breakfast sandwiches. Hello Fresh don't get y'all snacks. Somebody got to do that. And it ain't this somebody that do it. It's this somebody that does it. Hello Fresh don't bring laundry detergent in here. So them is the ones I can think of right off the top that make me real angry.
So are you saying you buy laundry detergent?
We both buy laundry detergent.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I need to get some today.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't have time.
No,
we both do buy laundry detergent. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying I'm the only one, but
so in that you just got carried away a little bit. So the word never sometimes gets, I'm not, when people say you never do something, that doesn't, you're taking it literally. When that is, but you are, I mean, those are your truths. I'm not going to sit here and dispute them, but you are out of the house a lot. So I could say that. I'm not the only one that sees it, but you like you said, you're a busy person. You spread yourself. You got your regular 9 to 5. You're the commissioner. You do hair outside of the home. You like
in the home. I've been doing more in the home
since I bought you the chair, which I did it for a reason. Since I got you the chair, you have been doing hair in the house more. So yes, shout out to me for doing that. And then you like to pamper yourself. You go down to Center City to get your little day spa thing,
sugar and bronze situation.
Yeah, you get that. You get your nails done on a regular basis. So that takes more than just an hour.
Do you know that there was a 3 or 4 year period of time that I didn't get my nails done? And I'm sorry, it's your segment. I apologize.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things that you do outside of the home, and on top of that, you're not very fast when you do things. So the trip to the grocery store may be 4, 5, 6 hours. So there's only 24 hours in the day. So, and only 12 of those are us up being able to, interact with each other. So 8 of them were sleeping and 3 of them, whatever. But, so I would say to your statement, your trigger words are facts, but I digress. So my trigger words, I don't really have trigger words. I have trigger situations. I don't like it when people plan my day or make plans for me without discussing it with me and go on and do things and then be like, oh, by the way, you need to take 3 and 4 for the rest of the day. And I'm like, okay, that's funny how y'all planned y'all days and just was like, oh, dad is filling the gaps.
Can I say one thing? I don't mean to interrupt you, but everybody doesn't know that we call our kids by numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So 3 and 4 are Mackenzie and Imani. If y'all hear us say 1 and 2, that's Deja and Nina. If Deja's 1, Nina's 2, Mackenzie's 3, Imani's 4. We call the kids by numbers. Proceed.
Yeah, because it's hard to get all the names. Sometimes when you're thinking fast, they all look alike. So it's like you look at Nina, but that was Deja when she was 15. So it's like it's weird. But yeah, so that is my pet peeve, or not pet peeve. We're not talking about pet peeve.
No.
My trigger situation.
Mm-hmm.
That triggers me.
Mm.
Um,
There's
and
nothing I say to you that makes you angry instantly. Because I can
there is something I can't think of it. I can't think of it, but I know the feeling. So early on in our relationship, there was things you used to say or do, and the hairs on my back would stand up, and I would feel hot, and I would lash out, and it took a lot of time and reflection to get to a point where I could be like, "Yo, you're about to wild out."
You would lash out and do what?
Huh? You know the things I used to
Like
do.
what? We being honest with the people.
Oh yeah, I was a habitual splasher. So I was good for a bottle of water. Like you get the da 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 and calm down. Cool down.
So for someone who doesn't like reality TV and he thinks that it's ridiculous, he was quick to pour water on me.
Not
to cool down
to splash.
To splash. So women who've seen
mm-hmm.
Love and Hip Hop, they do the splat. You might have been you was a splasher.
I probably invented it.
You might have invented it
because we're talking early 2000s.
Early 2000s. You might have.
I was splashing.
You might have. Maybe that's why you don't like reality TV. Mimics real life a little bit.
This was super dramatic. It's super dramatic. But yeah, no, I was a splasher.
Mm-hmm.
We did have a episode one time with some Pepto.
It wasn't Pepto. It was NyQuil.
We can laugh about it now. High five.
How do we like each other still?
Mm-hmm. You cute.
So are you. Mm-hmm. But we did some terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
That's awful. There was a very toxic portion.
Yeah, but we were also very young and very trapped and very.
You.
What? We was both like in a.
You felt trapped.
You did too. So, now it's like where we're supposed to be now. You know what I mean?
I still don't feel like I'm where I'm supposed to be career-wise, but
maybe career no
family-wise.
Family-wise, we're age appropriate. I feel like in our early years, we were definitely light years where we were
light years ahead of everybody around us.
Yeah. When I was 22, I was a whole dad, and I was a lot immature.
Yes.
And you were like looking at me like, yo, you need to be this 40-year-old. And I'm like, I'm not him. Like, I'm not, like, I'm out here in these streets, like, and you were like, no, you need to be,
and that's difficult too.
And then I can say, I was like, you need to be Claire Huxtable and all that. And, Laura Ingalls, you probably don't know who Laura Ingalls is. You don't know who, that's the mom off of,
sounds like White Lady.
Yes, it's the mom off of Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm familiar. I'm just I'm light skinned.
Yeah.
That's close as it gets.
Dad, but you already? She said.
Hey, Josh.
She said, "Ha ha ha, Don, you petty splashing water." Yes,
girl.
Absolutely.
Listen. I don't know how we made it here, and then neither one of us have been in jail ever. Like,
well, you can't go to.
Did I tell you to silence this stuff?
You can't go to jail.
Just ignorant.
You can't go to jail. For those of you that know John Gervais Jr., please call him and tell him I'm busy right now.
No, because someone else that could be like especially in today's time.
You can go to jail for splashing.
Baby, listen.
I'm listening.
So even I think that in today's time, with the way people could possibly call the police and say he attacked me. That's something that someone could have easily been like, if you was with a different chick, could have called the cops like he attacked me, and then the cops get here and it's a whole like someone could have lost their life over something like that. Like we were doing things that could have really caused us harm.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, I wasn't splashing you just off of argument. Like you was wilding, and it was like, yo, you really need to chill. And I was trying to calm you down, and I was splashing. It wasn't like I was I was just being an asshole.
I mean, there were times that you were just being an asshole.
Oh, in your opinion.
In my
opinion, I was super justified because it was like,
you always think
you coming at me.
Justified.
I'm a black man, you light skinned. I can't put my hands on you. So the only way I can quell this situation is splash you, because you're going to then go, my hair, and go retreat to the bathroom, and that'll give me some breathing space. That was always my fault.
That was your thought. First of all, I just want to clarify something. Mm-hmm. I'm a black woman. So you talking about you light skinned and I'm a black man. Me being light skinned don't remove me from the black delegation.
No, I'm saying that as far as if I was to give any more pressure than this right here, you're going to bruise.
I mean, if I bump into the dresser.
Exactly. So I can't poke you. I can't poke you and pluck you. I can't do none of that because it's going to leave a mark. And whatever mark is in it, I'm going to jail. Like, so I knew at a young age, don't play with that complexion. Water don't leave a mark. So yeah, no, it was my brother Rob said petty is the way to go. I told Julia, she ever leave me again, I'm taking all the hot water knobs.
You gonna take all
the hot water knobs off of the sink.
Because I shower. I did leave. I've left and you've left.
Mm-hmm.
So we both.
Yeah, I'm taking all the mirrors, all the knobs off of the stove and the oven. I did never notice for a while, but I'm taking the little flushy thing off of the toilet. Yeah.
See, trigger. Trigger.
Yes. Trish, it's good that we can look back and see how far we've come together. We grew up together.
We definitely did.
We grew up together,
and like I've said before, I think if we would have made it to divorce, I think we still would have been able to be friends after some time. Mm-hmm. Just because I like you as a person, and I think you like me as a person.
So my advice to people that are just getting married in a new relationship, you need to learn how to argue.
I don't think we know how to argue all the time.
But we're trying to help people be better than us, right? So you need to learn how to argue, and argue. My advice to you guys is to, when your man says, all right, I'm walking out or I'm walking away, let him walk away. Don't call him a child or tell him, you running away from your problem. Let him walk away. Don't jump in front of him and be in front of the door and doing a little dance. Don't put your hands on him. None of that. And men, don't be afraid to walk away. Just walk away when the situation gets too hot. Walk away, and just, cool down. Let the conversation go for a while. Come back to it later when you're both cool, calm, and collected. And probably get a mediator or someone, some elder, not one of your not one of your single girlfriends,
or single guy friends.
Yes, true. Not one of your single friends, to try to help your marital situation. But we weren't married at those times.
We were not.
So
because I would never shack again in life.
But
ever.
We weren't married at those times. But
we were shacking.
We were the friends that we had. We were in more of a relationship. We were in more of a serious relationship than the friends around us. So I think when we vented to our friends,
one person that was married around us at the time.
Maybe. But I think when we vented to our friends at those times, they weren't living the life that we were living. Mm-hmm. They didn't have the circumstances that we had. So some of the advice that they gave us was bad, was horrible. So
only one, the same couple who I won't name. Mm-hmm. The only one couple was married with kids at the time, but their lifestyle still wasn't like.
Are they married today?
No, they on wife number 3 now.
Oh yeah, we'll see.
But yeah, I don't, and I say to women, On the flip side, I say to women, if you feel like someone is personally attacking you in an argument and you feel overheated, like you want to burn down, you take a step and walk away.
Mhm.
If you got to give me a minute, I need to go on the drive. I need to just get away from you for a little bit. Because sometimes we can be the ones that don't want to end the conversation. So I say take your time. I think one of the best things I did, we were arguing at one point in life. I don't know when it was, but I just started putting earphones in and I'm okay. No, all right, now I'm gonna just listen to something else because I don't want to hear this right now. Even if it did make me really angry, I would just put music on and tune you the hell out.
Okay, but the only thing with that is that could be seen as passive aggressiveness. So just be honest with the person. Like, listen, I think we should take a step back from this.
That's what I'm saying.
Conversation.
Yeah.
Don't just while that person is talking.
Oh yeah, no.
Don't
Tell them you need a minute.
Don't do that.
Tell them you need
Tell
a
them
minute.
you need a minute. Tell him or her that you need a minute.
Or I think I witnessed one in church. I think there was a disagreement or something. Something needed to happen, and I won't say who the person is. I'll text her later. But in church, I don't know many people that watch this or go to our church, but go to my church because you don't go to my church. But I think her and her husband were having a disagreement, or he wanted to talk about something, and she didn't want to talk about it in church because it was too many people around, and she was just like, "Not here, not right now." And that was the end of the conversation. Like they was going to discuss whatever it was later, but just respecting your partner your partner saying, "Look, not right now, not here," and that being the end of it. Because me at 25, if you would have said that to me at 25, I'd have been like, I'd have been going.
If I'd have said not here right now,
I would have lost my mind.
Yes, I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because I was thinking if you had said that to me in that situation, I'd have been in my mind. I probably wouldn't have reacted, but in my mind, I'm like, "Oh, she based on it." No, you have to do it in the situation. So I would in that situation, I would say, pull the person aside. Let's step over here, and then tell the person on the side because when you base on somebody in front of,
I don't think
of people because you witnessed it.
I don't think they know I saw it.
But you saw it.
Was very quiet.
Okay, but you did see it. Mm-hmm. So I don't think in the other circumstances that could have went bad because
could have if they thought anybody else noticed.
Yeah,
because I haven't even told her to the day. I'm gonna have to tell her after this because I've never told her that I've seen.
But so probably that was probably her pulling them aside and
like, it just so happened that I saw it. Yeah. But you know who my favorite couple is when they get into it? Mr. Stewart. Because they some I love them.
Shout out to Uncle Bob.
I love
them.
Okay, because they gonna argue right then there.
Yo, that's us in 50 years.
Right. Yep. And I love it because their logic is we gonna argue right here right now. This is what she told me. I was like, y'all just argue. And she was like, I don't care because when we get in this car to go home, we gonna be fine.
Yeah, but I don't. But see, they cuss. They argue and cuss from like the 60s.
Yeah.
Like
it's not hurtful.
It ain't today's arguing and cussing. Like she may say, "Oh shit," or something like that, and fuss them out. It's a fuss out. You know what I mean?
It is. It's not I'm a degrade you.
Yeah, no. People today just be like,
Not I'm gonna degrade your whole manhood. Whole manhood. I'm coming after all of it.
Like you be on your Goku and like the rocks be raising up beside you and you just be flaming. Yeah, no. So yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I love them.
Yeah, shout out to them.
Mr. and Mrs. Stewart.
I need to call them. I haven't talked to them.
Love them.
A couple months. Shout out to their kids, Kelly Stewart and Chucky Stewart.
Yes.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Let's jump into topic number 2 for the day.
Y'all know Don got a timeline. One thing y'all gonna learn about this man here is that he sticks to his timeline.
How do you talk to and treat your spouse in front of your children?
We probably should have had the kids on for this part.
No.
Well, you go.
Okay, I'll go first. So I know I'm a playful person. Sometimes I'm a jokester. Um, I know one time recently you had told me that I needed to refrain from uh, saying your old funky mama.
You are such a hater. Oh my God. Go ahead.
So, but the reason you say that is because when you said that it took me back because the only reason I say yo funky mama is because you started your old funky daddy. Like so I was like so yes, we do say that and you had asked me to stop and I was like, cool, but that's something I got from you.
Oh,
and then
God.
you had to sit back and think and you was like, oh yeah, that is something I say. Yeah, yo, funky mama.
But I didn't think anything of it until Imani
Until Imani got with you, it was
Imani
like,
said, my old funky mama.
"What's your mama, funky mama?" And I was like, yes. So yes, we could do better with. We could do better in that.
We are affectionate in front of them, which does drive 1 and 2 insane.
Yes, we do PDA.
Yes.
I did tell my kids at a very young age, when you see me smack your mama's butt, that means I love you. So now all of them smack her butt.
So Trish, if Trish is still here, one of the kids, I don't remember which one, but one of them smacked Trish on the behind, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Oh no, I got to them.
That just means they love you.
I gotta talk to them because that's in house. Not everything in the house is for outside.
I mean, but that was at daycare though, so it was an extension of home. They were there.
Not an extension of home.
Child, listen.
School is not an extension of home.
They had smacked Trish on the butt, and she was like, "You can't hit me."
That's
and
sexual assault.
I said, "Well,
oh, it was Deja.
That means that she loves you, and she do love Trish.
Oh yeah,
all of them do." Yeah.
Wow.
I was about to say.
My bad, Trish.
So according to Don, Deja sexually assaulted you.
Yeah, my bad. I apologize. I'll sit down and talk to.
He said that's how you tell people. This was told them back then, because it had to be what?
Well, if Deja was at the daycare, then 8 years ago.
10.
She's 19.
So 9.
So it was probably
8 years ago because that's when they were there. That's when Deja was there for the brief amount of time that child was there. But yes, that's what he had told them. You smack them on the butt when you love them.
Yeah.
So
because they saw me doing it, I'm not gonna stop doing it.
I'm so sorry.
I'm not gonna stop doing it. But when they see me do it, I don't want them to think that I'm assaulting him. So I tell them, and sometimes, and it really took off when I couldn't get around as much, and I would see you over somewhere, and I would be like, Mackenzie.
Yes.
Let's smack a butt.
So now he was telling the kids, or when we were separated but when you were still around me, you would tell the kids to smack me on the behind. So now I just get random ass smacks.
Okay, what is your take on this? What the question is see right here. It's up here so you can see. How do you talk to and treat your spouse in front of your children?
I think when I am angry, I might not be the nicest. I might not speak to you as nice as possible in front of the kids. But other than that,
especially the oldest one.
Sometimes I say stuff. When I was like, "Hey, Daddy, come here." Yeah, I just do that just to get on their nerves. Because they, you do, but they won't. They didn't even won't even call you Daddy. They think it's weird. Yeah. But they don't call me Mommy either. So.
But it's good. It's good for them to see. In my opinion, it's good for them to see because not everybody has a mom and a dad in the household. So But even I'm not saying they have to treat their spouse like we treat each other, but they see what it could be. Yeah. And a lot of our kids say they want a relationship like us.
And I don't think that because even when
today relationship.
Yeah. Even when we were separated, though, I don't know what you was doing in your house where you lived at, but I never talked bad about you in front of them. Like I didn't date in front of them. I didn't have men in front of them. There might have been like one time that somebody saw them by accident, but I never spoke badly if I needed to have a conversation. Like if you made me really, really angry, I wouldn't even have the conversation around them so that they would never get this impression that it's okay for me to talk. Even if you're angry with your dad, right? Like I might not have the best relationship with my dad, but I still would never talk badly about him in front of them. Like I just think that kids need their own individual relationship with the adults in their lives, and I think it's unfair for if the adults are beefing or if the adults have disagreements, it's unfair to pull the kids into that argument or disagreement. So if we didn't make it, and if I hated your guts, I still wouldn't say I hate you in front of them. Like I think that does them a disservice because then some kids feel like they got to pick sides on who I want to like or who I need to play against each other, or like we've witnessed them trying to play us against each other, getting lunch money from both of us, and or even Mackenzie with his mom, getting something from us and then getting the same thing from her. Like it just doesn't make sense. So I always believe that regardless of the relationship with the parents, there should be a unified front amongst the adults. And I learned that from my own family, like my parents and people around us. So I do my best to not talk too crazy to you in front of them. Sometimes I can't help it. I mean, I do have some anger issues, but I do try to make sure that I'm respectful in what I say 9 to 7% of the time.
Yeah, and I don't really talk to the kids about anything but them. Like when I talk to the kids, it's usually about them. I was just sitting here thinking about going back in my mind. I didn't really, when we weren't together, I made it a point like not to ask them about you, like because I didn't want them to feel like they were spying. So I wouldn't ask them how's your mom doing, or what's your mom doing, or where is she at, things like that, because it makes them feel like a spy or something. So I didn't do that. I still don't.
And I think
actually I do. I do. Like if I come home and you're not home, I'll be like, Nina, where's your mom? And she'd be like, I don't know, she ain't never here. But that's just me and Nina's relationship. But
that's because Nina thinks she's your favorite, and Nina always. Because even when we were separated, Nina was the one like you can't think you're my dad's wife. That is not like that one right there.
Yeah.
That's that one. She didn't change. Is her phone number in your? Is her name still saved in your phone as favorite daughter? Don't tell her now. It's proof, but don't tell her.
No, I changed it to Nina Blue Heart. It's blue heart. Because that's what she. Now you can share your contact. She shared her contact and it changed.
Oh, okay.
But yes, Nina did go on my phone and change her name to favorite. Nina changed her name to favorite, and Mackenzie changed his name to favorite child. It was but that's off topic.
I think the question was more so not do you talk to your kids about the parent. Do you speak? At least that's how I interpret it. Do you speak kindly to your mate or divisively to your mate in front of them? Like if we're in the middle of having an argument, do we take into account that the kids are in the room and maybe you shouldn't attack my womanhood or I shouldn't attack your manhood? Is how I look at the question. No, I don't think we really. I don't think we have done that in some time. So had a real bad argument.
No, we've had some bad arguments, but they're in the house. That like they're going to hear. The walls are only so thin, but I don't think in our arguments we attack each other. I think I'm a very fact oriented person, so I try to stick with the facts and not put so much opinion in my arguments. So if there was a opinion or something about you, I wouldn't argue with that.
What's your facts, Dave? Where you be getting your facts from?
Whatever the situation is.
Just tell the people where you getting your facts from.
Where do you think I get my facts from?
Text messages.
Oh yeah.
Pictures that you take. Don, you are King Petty.
Yeah, no, because it's like when you go on a court of law, you can't just go in there with no hearsay.
Exactly what I wanted you to say, y'all.
Yeah. You can't go in there with no hearsay.
Every argument in this house is like Vaughn family court.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
What?
Do you see this right here?
Mackenzie?
The kids are watching the live and commenting on YouTube.
First of all, I didn't even know Mackenzie had Facebook.
He doesn't have Facebook. He's on the YouTube.
Oh, he's on YouTube.
Yes.
Okay. Oh.
So yeah,
hey, baby.
Yeah, you definitely have to have evidence. I got a co-signer here.
Who's telling you this?
Ryan said facts.
Oh, Ryan, child, let me tell you something. I have called you black ass for so long that I couldn't think of what your last name was. Yes, right now. I couldn't think of what your last name was the other day when somebody asked me what your last name was. I'm sorry, Russell. I do know it now that it came up on the thing.
Yes,
that was just yesterday.
But yeah, no, like if you leave something and you say I'll never relive it, and I'm like, click, like you have a habit of going grocery shopping, and now if you go grocery shopping, you shouldn't have to be the one to put the food away.
Absolutely.
Cool. But when you go grocery shopping, you can't just drop the fish off and everything in the kitchen and never tell nobody, hey, the groceries are here. So the next morning when I wake up and there's salmon on the back table, I'll take a picture and be like, never was notified that this was out here.
But this is the difference. I may not have told you, but these kids knew. When I bring something out, these kids know. They just so ignorant. They will, if they touch anything in the bag, they will only take out the stuff that they want. And they will leave the rest of the bag just right there. Like yesterday, I brought them breakfast sandwiches. They took all the breakfast sandwiches out the box, put it in the freezer. What do we do with our boxes afterwards?
We fold them up and put them at the back door.
They left them.
But that's what I'm saying. So to me, you and I are like management, right? So when your employees don't do something, who does it fall back on? It fall back on management. So if you're the one that gave them that instruction, then that was like I have to hold you accountable, right? So that's why I take pictures and I'll be like, yo, this is the situation. And when we have conversations, I'm good for go back to the conversation and read what the text message said. Read what it said, not what you meant, because you have a habit of typing one thing and but you meant it in a more deeper sense. Like it was, so you sent the.
No, we have a habit, not just me. We.
Okay.
Yeah. You might not agree, but we have a habit of saying one thing.
If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
Of saying one thing in a text message, and then you're like, no, that's not. No, we. It's not just me. Okay. You ready? You okay?
Yeah. No. I'm reading the comment.
Okay.
That's how it usually goes, but we as husbands get assaulted. Yes. That's where I was going with it. Yes.
I bring the groceries in the house. And
female
I feel
perspective.
Like what?
Yes. LOL. I will screenshot a text and send it. Yes, that's me. So it's not just a male thing. It's a fact-based person versus an opinion-based person. Like you a lot of your arguments be emotion-based. Like you argue because you're upset. Person. Yes, you're an emotional person. Your love language is your emotion.
You're emotional too. You just don't like to admit it.
Okay. There again, that's your opinion. So you're entitled. Everyone has to. That's your opinion. I respect it. Right? That's your opinion. I'm not gonna argue with you.
That trigger gonna make you that you're triggering me right now. I'm about to ask for another shot because you're tap dancing on that nerve.
Oh, I can definitely supply you.
You are tap dancing on a nerve right now.
Here it is. I can definitely supply you.
Yeah. Because as much as Don doesn't want to believe he's emotional, anyone who has ever had a conversation with Don or a difference of opinion with Don, his voice gets high pitched, he starts sweating a whole lot. Brother, them is all physiological emotions, even though he don't want to admit it. But the physiologicalness of his sweat ain't lying.
In my opinion, I get animated. I'm an animated arguer.
Oh.
I don't get see in my language, emotional means like crying. Emotional.
Yeah, I know that's what you think.
I know that's I'm telling you what my opinion is.
Mm.
I'm not saying it's fact.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying that's my opinion. Your opinion is what your opinion is. My opinion is what my opinion is. That's all I'm saying.
And I've told you time and time again that emotional doesn't always mean crying.
Yes. See, here's somebody else that agrees with me. That's why I say Nina is Don and Deja is Julia. Let me tell you guys.
Always says that.
Let me tell y'all a story about just this week. How these two are so much kindred spirits.
Oh, here you're such a spirit.
So Julia went to Houston over the weekend, and on the way back from Houston, her plane was delayed. I got a phone call, a FaceTime, and a text message from Julia saying, I'm about to cry. Why is this happening to me? Yada, yada, yada. And, I got on the phone with her, didn't have much to say. I listened to her. I didn't say much. I just listened. And when she stopped, I asked questions. I didn't try to fix it because I learned a while ago that women don't always want men to swoop in and fix anything.
There you go.
So I just listened. So she gets home. Everything's fine. 2 days later, our 19-year-old is traveling out of the country, and she gets to the airport, and what happens? Same thing. Calls us, and these two are going back and forth on the phone. And I'm like, lady, that was you 72 hours ago. How are you now telling her to relax, calm down, there's nothing that she can do, when she's only giving you what you just gave me? But your conversation was about 30 minutes long, and I was just like,
I didn't tell her there was nothing she could do. I told her what to do. I told her who to speak to, how to try to get it rectified, what credits to ask for, if they could get on connecting flights, those things. I didn't just, like, you just ended the FaceTime while I was talking to her because you wanted to go.
Yeah, but at that point, y'all weren't talking about that anymore. Y'all were just...
I was telling her that...
No, you weren't. There wasn't. There was no information being exchanged. You were just on the phone, and she was just spiraling out of control. And I'm like, if she doesn't have anyone to spiral to, she's not going to spiral. So just end the call. She'll suck it up, and she'll get on. Right?
I know that's what you think.
That's what she did. She got there, right?
Today.
She got there today. And she was all, Dad, I'm here. Yeah, like nothing happened.
She made sure to tell you, to FaceTime you before me, because you get upset that I know things before you do. So she FaceTimed you first, and then she FaceTimed.
Oh, that wasn't what was said, but okay. All right, let's jump in. Oh my God.
What?
We might have to go over an hour today.
Okay, what happened?
It's 7:52. But
we started a little late because Nina, there's power outages all around us, and the line to pick Nina up from work was insane.
Oh, this is a fun one. See, now we gotta. To this topic number 3 is, what's your idea of a good date night? Who wants to go first?
You will go first.
All right, my idea of a good date night is at least 15 minutes of laughter.
Okay.
15. It doesn't all have to be at one time, but you have to feel like you laughed that night at least for 15 minutes. And there has to be, a comfortable feeling around it, and at the end of the night, there's some razzle dazzle. It's got to be some form of razzle dazzle for a good married date night. Okay. I'm not just going to limit it to dinner and a movie or dinner and dancing. Yeah, but whatever it is that we do, there's got to be laughing. Like, we go to a comedy show and there's laughing involved. We could go down Delaware Ave to the what's that they got down there? The hammocks. We can go down there and look at each other and talk. And as long as we not just down there talking this boring conversation, but we're laughing and joking, you know what I mean? That's a good date night. If it culminates with the razzle dazzle. So we got razzle dazzle.
Sometimes we fall asleep.
Yes, and no kids. I forgot.
Sometimes we. Oh, see, listen, we be quick. Finding a babysitter for me has never been an issue. So we do have family nights. Like we got to take these kids to IHOP when we're done with this live tonight. But we have dates with the kids and we have dates with just each other.
Mhm.
And I think they get jealous. I know neither gets jealous when we go out and it's just the two of us.
Yes, but I also try to date my daughters.
Mhm.
So I also schedule. I did it more before than I do now because now they're older and they're like I don't even know. But I definitely schedule times where I'm like, all right, let's do a picnic, or let's do something just me and this individual kid.
Mhm.
Um,
You're very strategic and making sure they all have one-on-one.
yes, one-on-one time. So
You do
yeah.
one-on-one time with me and each of them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. I don't know that everybody does that.
No, they probably should. You probably should, give your kid, that one-on-one FaceTime where it's not just scolding or not just doing something that causes them pain or discomfort, like homework and stuff like that. But something and a lot of times when we talk to our kids, you say, "What do you want to do?" They're going to do, "No, no, nothing." So just see what it is that they do and do that.
Mhm.
Like there's times where I watch them dumb shows with Imani on YouTube,
I
and
don't.
I pretend to like it. And sometimes I sit here and I watch Mackenzie play Madden. Like I used to be a Madden fanatic, but now it's just way too much going on, and like I'm just too tired to even grasp the concept anymore. So I'll sit and watch him and talk trash to him about what he's doing in Madden. Nina and myself, we like to watch movies. So I'll watch one of those dumb rom coms with her.
Uh-huh.
Deja and I
Y'all are more alike than y'all want to admit.
mm,
And that's why it cracks me up when people say that me and Deja are so alike because Deja has a lot of you in her also.
I mean, she's my child. She's my child.
Right, but she has a lot of you in her. And I think that's why when her and I get into it and we argue, it's like a repeat of situations because you and her are very much alike. But,
Well, you're definitely in the minority in that opinion. But that's your opinion. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. But the rest of us out here in the world see y'all are like y'all look alike, y'all sound alike.
I've showed people pictures of you and Deja together, and the only difference is that your skin tone's a little darker and you have a beard.
Mm-hmm.
But if I put a beard on Deja's face, y'all same face.
Mm.
So,
I don't have to put a beard on Deja's face to tell you have the same face.
You and Deja have the same face.
You just have
you don't want to admit it because I think you think Deja is too high strung and too emotional, but y'all are a lot alike. Mm-hmm. Y'all both have to have the last word. Y'all are both.
Oh yeah, she probably.
Y'all are both always right. Y'all
all
both
three of us have to have the last word.
Argue with people about the facts of the situation and no, because that's why arguments with you and Deja take 37 hours.
Now see, my only thing with Deja is I listen to Deja's arguments with her friends. She'll try to say what the facts are, but then the facts, like her premise is right, her facts be wrong. That's just be like Deja, Google it before you dive in. Google it, get the evidence first. Don't just say you argue with facts and don't really have the facts. Because what you saying ain't adding up. So yes, she definitely her verbiage on how she argues is for me.
Yes.
But she's coming from an emotional standpoint and she's arguing with her heart. So yes, I see the correlation in both.
My idea of a good date, because that's what this question was.
Yeah, your idea.
My idea of a good date. See, I am a very go with the flow kind of person. So when I do plan things and they don't go well, I get really upset. Mm-hmm. So like when we planned to go to Ocean Prime for our anniversary, 2 years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, it had to be 2 years ago. The conflict.
We had reservations for Ocean Prime. I had a really cute dress. It was a night all about us. It's torrential downpours. We're in Ocean Prime. I'm getting super hot. And I'm like, I don't know if y'all watch
The air conditioning went
I
out.
don't know if y'all watch King of Queens, but we watched King of Queens. And there was an episode where they kept talking about the meat sweats, where you eat so much that you just start sweating.
Mhm.
And I was like, babe, I think I'm having the meat sweats in here. No, it wasn't me. The air conditioning had gone out in the restaurant because they were doing construction under the restaurant and knocked out the AC.
It was in August.
It was in August. It was 1,000 degrees. I had on Spanx and a spandex dress and a bunch of hair. I was hot as hell trying to be cute and sit comfortably at this table with these shoes on. It was just.
Did you say it was raining too?
Yes, it rained. And then when we came out, the street was blocked off because they were doing construction on the street. There were fire trucks. There was fire trucks outside.
Mhm.
It was cop cars outside. And I was like, the hell with it. Let's just take a picture with these lights blaring behind us.
So in your opinion, how did that date go?
I mean, we had a good time because it was funny, but I had planned so much into it.
I think that's one of our best dates. Like, I'm sitting here like all that did happen. Everything that you said did happen,
Mm-hmm.
but we like the food was amazing.
Food was good.
We enjoyed. Like I can tell you what we talked about because everybody in the restaurant at that time was in celebrating a different phase of their anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a couple that was celebrating 1 year. There was a couple over here that was on like 50.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it was like we were all there. Then there was a gay couple.
There was a gay couple of a guy that I apparently had met in one of my other jobs at one point in time.
So like it was.
And then Don does this thing, y'all. If y'all have never been out with Don before, Don role plays things that he think other people are going to do
scenarios.
Or say. He does scenarios.
Yeah.
The situations. So this guy comes in with balloons and a gift bag, and he was like,
Setting
"Which girl? Let's figure out which girl he got all this stuff for because he had the waitress hide all the stuff in the back and blah blah blah." And we're sitting there watching the door. Donna's waiting for a girl, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, it's gonna be hilarious if it's a dude that walks in. And lo and behold,
it was a little dude too. Little Uzi Vert looking dude.
Whole dude comes in, and it's a dude that I knew, that I had met before. And they sit right next to us. So when it was over, he says, "Don't I know you?" Mm-hmm. And like we had a great night, but I've learned to not, even though I'm planning our anniversary party right now, I have learned to try to kind of go with the flow with things and just enjoy each moment as they come, because anything could go wrong. Like we could have fun outside in the hammock on the rocks watching with our projector and our screen outside, and to me that would be a date. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm not a label person. Like I don't care about a label. I don't care about gifts. I don't care about like stuff like that I think other girls care about, like having an MCM person. We went in the MCM store when we were in Houston this weekend, and I was like, they pay this much? Y'all pay this much for this? I seen one purse that I liked, and I was like, I can see me carrying that, but I don't know if I want to spend that kind of money on that. But I just have never, I don't know, it's because my mom always had Gucci, Fendi, blah, blah, blah. So it's not like, to me, that's just an everyday thing. It's not, I have to have this for other people to think that I don't care about none of that stuff. So when we go out, I feel like me and Don are just two people that can go out and have fun in the middle of the rain. Like, I think we just have fun when we're out. As long as we're not arguing, it's a good night.
I even have fun when we argue. Sometimes our arguments be like entertaining.
Sometimes our arguments entertain and annoy others.
They do?
I've heard people say, "Don't y'all start that tonight." But we get like when we were at the wedding and you were fixing something. So I think some people think automatically when you touch me that we about to get nasty. Sometimes too, because we were fixing my hair or something when we were at Chris's wedding, and how I was like, "Hey, y'all in public," and I was like, we're not doing nothing.
Sometimes I just can't.
But we had that was a good date. Them weddings that we've been to been good dates.
Weddings count as dates?
Hell yeah. That's a date. I got to put on Spanx. If I got to put on Spanx, y'all, that's a date. Because I don't wear Spanx every day. But if I got to control these rolls that's under here,
Yeah, no,
That's the date.
yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah.
But I also like to do stuff that like you don't necessarily like to do, like go bike riding, and go on picnics, and
I don't have an
usually
issue with picnics. I
yeah,
have an issue with bike riding because my butt falls over the seat,
yeah.
and that's
I'm just
uncomfortable.
I'm just saying those are things that I would like to do that I just don't I just I just don't do because that's not your forte, and we don't always have to go to a restaurant for a date.
We don't.
Yeah,
I agree.
keep that in mind.
Yeah, I said we could be outside. I agree.
Mm-hmm. That was news. That was good news.
But you definitely have to date your spouse. Because
Definitely.
if you don't date your spouse,
That means you
someone
need to
else
set aside
dating
some
them.
time for them.
You don't date your spouse, someone else will try to. Yeah, he's shooting shots over here. Because I'm busy, y'all. I asked him. Friday, we can go on a date.
Friday.
Not Friday, that's a lie. Saturday.
I was about to say Friday. We can go on a date this Friday.
Not this Friday. I'm fine. But Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, we can go on a date.
Mm-hmm.
You want a breakfast date or you want an evening date? I knew that was going to happen.
Breakfast date.
You want a breakfast date?
I get a breakfast.
Afternoon date?
I'm gonna get some razzle dazzle.
Child, we don't have no kids. We can razzle dazzle at any time.
Why we can't go out at nighttime?
Why are you a 95-year-old man that got to go on a nighttime date to razzle dazzle at the nighttime? Just because it's dark outside?
No, that's because that's when people is out.
But we can go on a date in the daytime.
We can't go on a date in the daytime. We can do that.
We can razzle dazzle in the daytime.
Monday through Friday when there's no nighttime life. There's no nightlife Monday through Friday. Or Monday through Thursday.
We can go on a date on Saturday at any time.
So,
oh, this man.
I'm just saying.
This man.
All right, let's jump into this one. What are some lessons you have learned from a married man, woman, or couple? How important is having other married friends?
I will start with the married friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think that part of the reason that we struggled so much in our 20s is because we didn't have people around us in the same level of relationship that we were in. So I think that this go around, having a bunch of married friends and a bunch of married people around us and age has helped. But there's some 40, 50-year-old people that don't have no married people around them that still act like they're 20. But I think having married friends helps. I think that's part of why we have the Capital Y's, to have the group chat that we have, because you can discuss sometimes not even marital issues. It's just like, girl, listen, he asked me to cook this morning and I don't feel like it. Am I the only one that feels like this? Because I said that, like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to. But to have other married women say, look, I don't feel like it either, but sometimes I just get up and do it just so he's quiet. Or I get up and do it and it's out the way. Sometimes it's just encouragement, or feeling like you're not alone in a situation where you might have had a bad day. You might have had a good day. You might have had something that you want to celebrate, and there's other people, other married people in your corner, or other people on the same level of life who are rooting for you and in your corner. Because even when we were separated, Jalila used to always say, y'all not really separated, this is fake. I don't believe this. Y'all not getting divorced. And she was one of the people that was always like, no, that's not true. That's not happening. And to know that there's other people in your corner rooting for your success, I think helps. When you have people rooting for your demise, then anything you go off and do that's disrespectful or hurtful, it's like, oh, well, I got my hype girl, telling me to go ahead and do X, Y, Z. That could be negative. I don't think that's a good thing. And that person could be saying those things to you because they may be unhappy in life, or they may be jealous of your situation, or they may not want to see you succeed because you have a marriage or a relationship that they may be looking, that they wish they had. So I think that having married couples is definitely, I think it's good for men and women to have people around you that are married. A lesson that I have learned from a married Man, I have to think about that for a second. You can go though while I think about it.
All right, so you started with important
Couple.
having a couple friends. Yes, I think it's important. One, because of date night situations, um, where you can incorporate other couples and it takes some of the pressure off of you to entertain the other person or to facilitate conversations. You can go out with your other married friends and have light conversations because you're all equally yoked. Um, and bounce ideas off of each other, kind of like what we're doing now, but a live person across from you to, like you said, to get their take on things. Because sometimes, I've had some views and some opinions, and then when you voice them to other people, and it's like they, that's kind of far out there, and he's like, oh, maybe it is, maybe I am kind of old fashioned in some sense of things. So yes, I definitely agree with having people that are equally yoked around you. But I'm also a proponent of having some people that aren't because they also give you a different perspective. They also give you another outlook, even if it's an outlook on what not to do. You know what I mean? So, everything is done in moderation. So I wouldn't say have there's some women that won't let their husbands. There's some people that won't let their spouse hang out with unmarried people because they think they're going to get in trouble. Right. So I don't agree with that, and I don't agree with the whole aspect of picking and choosing your friends either, your spouse's friends. I don't agree with that either.
I don't agree with that. Can't let you do anything. You're a grown ass man.
I say that to you all the time. Now.
Yeah, like I don't get that when people say, "Oh, you let him." What? He's an adult. You let him do nothing. He did what he wanted to do. But I
you
think
just don't have an attitude during or later, depending on what the situation is.
Yeah, I don't do well with the let. Like I'm a very free. I need independence and I need freedom. So the idea of I let you do something, no, that's the quickest way to get me up out of here. Like
Okay. You know, so a lesson that I've learned from a man, I learned from my dad, hard work. Um, never called out of work. His father never called out of work. So my work ethic, my timeliness, my regiment skills, those are lessons that I learned from my father.
But that's parental. That's not about marriage.
But it is because to me it is because that's how he provided for his family. His work ethic is what got him promoted from position to position and put us in the position that we were in. So, and that's why everybody regards him as, how they regard him is because of his personality and his work ethic. He was also very charismatic. So I think I get that. I've learned that because I like Mackenzie when I was younger, before high school, before Valley Forge, I was shy, and I was very,
I can't see it.
Yeah, outside of family, outside I was shy. Yeah. So a lesson that I've learned from a married woman, a lesson that I've learned from a married woman. Well, there was a situation when you were just had given birth with Deja, and your Aunt Michelle sat me over there, and I'm not going to say what she did because she's a changed woman, but she taught me a lesson that just because they've given birth to children that some women still be having it. So she taught me that lesson. From I'm going to steal this one from you from America. I learned a lot from the Stewarts.
Yes.
That just because
that's what I was thinking of when I wrote that question.
Yeah, just because you might fuss and argue doesn't mean there's any love lost. And they fuss and argue, but they got 50 years. It's 50 plus now because they had their 50th anniversary like before COVID. So it's they're like 50. 51 or 52 right now. I would think. So yeah, I learned a lot by watching them. He's another one gets up, takes care of his family, unsung hero. You know, very very cool dude. He's an alpha though, so you know, but he's a very cool, collected guy. Never really seen him upset. Doesn't mean he hasn't been upset. He just
Always just cool.
always just cool. And his wife, you know, just
Like
feisty.
me. Like me. She's
just a firecracker.
just independent and do her own thing.
Yeah.
I will say two married women that I learned things from are actually our moms, even though they're like polar opposite.
Mm-hmm.
They're polar opposite people. They're very different in age, but they put the family 1st no matter what was going on. Now, my mom would be quick to curse out anybody, but it don't mean
my mom would be quick to pray for.
Your mom, your mom would definitely quote a Bible verse with no problem.
Yeah.
But you know, they were both very hard. They are both very hardworking people, and they always put their family first, and they're very protective of their kids and just of their family. And they will do anything for our children, like for their grandchildren. They will do anything for, even if we don't agree, because they completely different parents than the ones we had. And I think that, you know, your mom, I think Deja and Ariana were asking about soulmates, and when did you know that Pop-Up was your soulmate? And your mom was like, he wasn't my soulmate when I met him. He grew into the love of my life, but I think that's, people don't realize that you can grow in love and you can grow to accomplish things with people that you are like-minded with. And I think that people need to keep that more so in the forefront. Like, what is this, as you said earlier, this business and how we manage things, like this family that you're creating does need to operate as a business, and you do need to manage it and run it that way. Even if in the heat of the moment, I may not be in agreement of some things that you are saying, but I do feel that way. And they are two people that I learn from. But I also learn a lot. I love being around Mrs. Stewart. I absolutely love being around Mrs. Stewart. I don't know if she will ever see this video, but I love Mrs. Stewart and Stewart to death. I just like her personality. I like how carefree she is. I like that she don't care what nobody think about her, and that she never lost. From what I see, I don't think she's ever lost herself in being a mother or being a wife, and still having the freedom to do the things that she thinks is important. There was a period of time for me that, and you might not have noticed this, but there was a period of time that I stopped getting my nails done and stopped doing things for me because I felt I had to be this all in 100% mom that had no life and had no anything, and just dedicated every waking moment to her kids. And actually, even though we don't speak anymore, but Felicia's mom noticed it and said, "Why aren't you getting your nails done today?" And I was like, "Oh no, I use all of my money for the kids." And she was like, "You're going to have a breakdown if you don't take time for yourself. You will mentally just not. There's going to come a moment where you just mentally can't give anything to anybody else if you're dedicating 100% of yourself to your children." So I have to say that I appreciate those moments and being able to be around people that I can see, you know, live their lives authentically. And they grew up in an age where they didn't have social media, so they weren't worried about who was looking at them or what was going on or doing this for somebody else.
But even though they didn't grow up in the age where there was no still social media, they definitely grew up in a time where it's like the polar opposite. Like they grew up in a time where it wasn't camera, you know, they're watching her every move, but in that same breath, they were still more reserved. They still dressed more reserved. They still talked more reserved. They were more.
I don't know how reserved my mother was at 15, pregnant with me.
Yeah, but she didn't grow up in that era. She was born in that era, but she didn't come. Your mom grew up in more of the 70s and in the early 80s, where I'm talking about. They're from the 50s and 60s, where they, you know, showing ankle was like, whoa,
a lot.
You know, it was a lot. So so you would think that nowadays people would be more so like that because there's always somebody watching. People are afraid of Big Brother, and you know, people are afraid that people are watching them from their TVs and cameras on their phone. And I'm like, dude, if someone is going to take the time to hack my TV to see me walking around in my wife beater, have at it, homie. Like, what are you really looking at? Like, I'm not famous yet.
Yeah. Who's you gonna be famous for, babe?
I always dreamed that one day I would be like. I always saw myself as somewhat of a celebrity. Maybe not like an actor, but I
just the guy everybody knows.
Yeah,
you are the guy everybody knows.
I mean, like blue check. I don't have a blue check.
Yeah, I don't.
But I also don't do social media.
You don't.
Like
you scroll.
I scroll. I don't post. I don't post. I'm terrible at posting.
Yeah.
Oh, but I scroll.
You definitely
and
scroll.
Believe me.
Say, I know what.
And I know no kids when we're talking about date night. But yeah, I do scroll. I'm a scroller. I don't scroll y'all pages. It's another.
If y'all are ever near Don's phone, don't pick it up.
Yeah, them other kids. Even my kids know.
Because you can't. He got one of them phones that you can't open in church or any public settings because you don't know what's on that phone. And I don't even care. You know, someone said you let him, and that's not. Oh, I can't say you let him like what? He's an adult.
Yeah, that should be a conversation that we have in another show. But yeah, like there's women that'll be like, does your wife know you looking at that? Dude, I send her stuff. We share videos and pictures and things like that.
You know, one of my favorite dates was
what?
Atlanta.
Oh, the strip club. Yeah, like we do that. Like we, and that's why we get along so well because we have some of the same interests.
Mm-hmm. Some.
So yeah, like stuff like that. When that busted challenge came out, man, we missed the whole day of work.
We was logged in.
We was logged in, but we was focused on.
It got to the point where every time your phone came on, Nina was like, "If I hear that song one more time." Yeah,
but it was stuff that you were sending me, and then you were looking at stuff I was sending you. That busted challenge, and then that silhouette challenge, man.
And y'all, Don don't even have TikTok. That's the funniest part.
Yeah, I don't.
He doesn't have TikTok, and he has put me on. He talks about me when I watch TikTok, and if I cannot watch TikTok in the morning before work because it guarantees I'm going to be late.
Yeah.
Because I will just go down into what Josie calls a Tahoe, a TikTok hole of just videos upon video and just cracking up and stuff. So TikTok definitely makes me happy. Is that the last question? Anybody say anything? Besides Mackenzie?
Mackenzie said, my son said, oh, can I post? My son. Well, I'm talking to them. Our
there
son.
You go.
If I was, our son said, get TikTok. It's so good. I mean, I don't see the difference between TikTok and Instagram because I'm not on TikTok, but I see the TikTok videos because I'm on Instagram. I don't need TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
And some people got all of it. Snapchat.
Yeah.
And Reddit. And
yeah. Somebody told me to get on Reddit and I leaked that. That was just, I was way deep in that.
Reddit is uncensored.
Yeah. I had to delete that. It was messing up my mind. So I deleted Reddit
off your phone.
Off my phone. So I'm back down to, and then I didn't log into TikTok for a certain amount of time. So
you are TikTok. You mean Twitter?
I mean Twitter. I didn't log in for a certain amount of time, so it protected my profile and whatever. But yeah. So the time is now 8:24. I
know that we did have someone ask us to discuss finances, which we did not do in this episode. We did it in the previous episode.
Yeah. They would like us to revisit.
Yeah.
All right. So what you need to do is ask them to ask them specific questions that we can pose, not just finances.
It was like budgeting and how do you have conversations. So we had a budgeting. We had a budgeting conversation today.
And what did I say? Repeat what I said. Checking for understanding. Repeat what I said. You need to be what?
I need to be very specific.
You need to be specific when you're doing a budget with a partner, a spouse, anybody that you're equals with. You need to be specific in what you're saying, and it needs to be detailed. You can't just say, I'm taking this money and putting it here because someone said, well, think, okay, you're taking this amount of money, applying it here, that's your budget. So you need to say.
So listen, y'all.
Go ahead.
I sent down a text message and said, listen.
Good thing it was on text message because
I
referred back to it.
I said, I don't feel like looking it up right now. But basically, it was saying we couldn't go away for our anniversary, like away, like, Jamaica, out of the country away, because of work restrictions. So we couldn't go. So we originally were going to go to Ocean City, Maryland. And I was okay with that, but looking at the prices of hotels for what I know we like, it was going to be $500 to $800 per night, right? So I had reserved a room for a night, oceanfront, jacuzzi in the room, because these are things that we like to have when we go away. We like to do it up when we go away. And it was $1,100 to $1,500 for us to be there for 2 to 3 days. And I cannot fathom spending that kind of money and staying in, like 2 hours away from home. It didn't sit right with me. And I said, I would much rather have a party, celebrate. I would much rather put that $1,100 and use it to celebrate with our friends for our anniversary. And Don literally took that as the budget for the party was X amount of dollars. But in my text message, it specifically said this is the amount of the hotel. So it didn't include travel. It didn't include like the cost of gas. It didn't include the cost of us eating. It didn't include the cost of us drinking. So in totality for our anniversary, it would have been in Ocean City, $1,500 to $2,000 for us to be there for a certain amount of days.
But like you said, it didn't say any of that.
It didn't. It didn't say any of that.
It just said I would rather spend
this money for this.
I would rather put this money towards spending it on a party with our friends.
So Don took that.
I'm like, okay, we're going to take this
as dollar for dollar.
$1,100. This is going to be our budget for our party. Cool. Rock with it. I can understand that. If it goes over a little bit, it goes over a little bit. If it comes under budget, yeah. But instead of spending what we know we're going to spend, let's put it towards this.
And typically, I don't know how he deals with me, to be honest, even though I don't always say this, but when I get into, so years prior, I wanted to be an event planner, and even one of my email addresses has event planning in it. I've done a few parties over the last 10 years or more. I've done parties for people. And so when I get into event planner mode, things get a little ridiculous. And Don doesn't usually tell me no about something. He'll use other words.
I'm glad you pointed that.
Oh no, I know that you rarely tell me no,
but
it is. I wanted to create something. I want this space, because I won't say where it's at, but I want this space to look a certain way, and I have the autonomy with the people that own the space to do whatever I want, right? So now that I'm given the privilege to do whatever, all of these thoughts and feelings are coming to mind because we did not get married here. We got married in another country, and a lot of the people that we have invited were not able to come to our original wedding. So this is a 10-year anniversary, and it means something to me because I didn't know not too long ago if we would make it to see year 10 to be able to celebrate. So now all these visions and thoughts are in my head, and he says, "You can do all." don't think you can spend that kind of money and stay at $1,100. And I was like, who said that it was? So, because we were not very specific in our budget conversation for the event, we should have had an entire meeting. As corny as it sounds, we should have had a meeting with a budget plan and what my thoughts and vision was for why I wanted to switch it from a
I love you right now.
why I wanted to switch it from a vacation with just us, because we both really enjoy spending time with us.
The beach. I love the beach.
But that's not what I was saying.
That's like one of the first
But
one.
that's not what I was saying.
If you ever met me
But that's
in
not
the
what I was
street,
saying. That's
hold
not what I
on,
was
but let
saying.
me say this. Yeah, if you ever met me in the street, I always say my name was Donald Vaughn. I can't say I like long walks on the beach. Go ahead, you can
We go to the beach all the time.
We go to the beach all the time. Well, first of all, I go to the beach all the time. You,
We go to the beach all the time.
how many times I've been to the beach?
You have been to the beach. Somebody asked me yesterday how many times I've been to the beach, and I was like, Columbia?
No, I'm in the
This is
beach
the only beach that I've been to this year.
3 or 4 times already in
It's
2021.
But you know, normally
Yeah,
I
you're
do go
super
to
busy.
I do go to the beach often in the summertime.
Yes,
I'm
she's
very
super busy.
Very busy. But needless to say, I have a vision in my head, and he was like, I don't think that we didn't discuss that amount of money. And that is definitely something in a relationship, in a marriage, that you should do. If you have an idea, you need to at least give a roundabout idea of, okay, let's estimate how much these things are going to cost. This is going to cost this much. This is going to cost this much. This is what we need to do. Now, for our party, none of it is coming out of the household budget. So it's not taking away anything from, it's coming out of our vacation budget. So the money, there's money there. And I definitely believe you need to have a Christmas budget. You need to have a vacation budget. You need to have a date night budget. You got your household expenses. You have your personal, whatever you want to spend your money on budget. And figure out how you're going to make all those things work. And I think that if you have, someone told me you should have weekly conversations about finances. I don't know about weekly, but you might need to have them monthly. We don't have them monthly. We might need to have them more often. But I think
I'm old school. I don't like talking about money.
I know you don't like talking about money, but that's the biggest reason.
But when I do
that
talk
is the
about
main
money,
sex and money are why people divorce. Somebody overspending, somebody ain't getting none. Normally, it's the highest rate of divorce for all races. So, if you discuss your budget, if you're not doing it monthly, you do it every 2 months, do it quarterly, whatever it is that you know you're on the same page. I finally, I don't know what year we did this, but a certain amount of my paycheck just goes to the house account, and that works. I was very much against it for a very, very long time. We weren't married when I was very much against it, so that was kind of me holding on to that fact that we weren't married. I couldn't see me depositing money I worked hard for into somebody else into an account with somebody else. But it didn't make sense. But I wouldn't. I again, this person today would not shack with somebody at that age. I wouldn't do that. But those are the things that I've learned.
Hopefully, the person you are today would not want to have kids at that age either.
I didn't want to have kids at that age. I got pregnant. Really different. But I think that's our time. Because now we got to take these kids out.
All right. We ending with a kiss?
You don't want to kiss me?
No. Do you want to kiss me?
Of course.
Oh, okay. End with a kiss. All right. That's our time. Thanks for tuning in. We've had some very strong holders up here. There's been about 3 of y'all that's held in for this entire 100. No, I mean, but we've had more, come and go. But there's been 3 for, I don't know if they're the same 3, but for the whole hour and 24 minutes, we, there's some good feedback.
And you can watch it playback on Facebook. And you can watch it on YouTube. You share it with people. We had some people share it last week.
Oh yeah.
So you can share it with your friends.
What did they say?
Hit the like.
Hit the like and subscribe button.
I know. Oh, we do.
Yes, we do. Hit the like and subscribe button for those of you tuning in on YouTube, and share with your friends for those of you that are on Facebook.
All right, y'all.
Good night.